To discuss the impeachment proceedings against Vice President Sara Duterte, we have Senate Minority Leader Koko Pimentel joining us on the line. Senator, welcome to Morning Matters.
Good morning, Gretchen, and to everybody else. Magandang umaga po sa lahat.
Okay, Senator Koko, bakit po kaya pagka pinakinggan po natin si Senate President Cheese Escudero, it seems a little bit like optional na lamang sa Senado kung mag-impeachment trial o hindi. Meron po bang ganun na option? I mean, is it really or merely the choice of the senators to convene as an impeachment court?
I think there is no choice but to proceed to trial because that is what the Constitution orders. And then siguro assurance na lang to all the senators that it is legal and it is constitutional to acquit the impeached official. If they really want to acquit the vice president, they can acquit her. But But no one can deprive the Filipino people the chance and the opportunity to witness the trial of the impeachment case filed by the House of Representatives. So that is the only way to respect all of those involved in the process. Okay, so the people, through their chosen representatives who are members of the House of Representatives, have also acted. They investigated and then they filed a case. That case must be heard and must be tried by the Senate. And then it will be the senators who will come up with their judgment. And they can convict and they can acquit. Walang yung hindi illegal yun, hindi siya masama, hindi siya illegal, hindi siya unconstitutional to acquit. Kaya what is more unconstitutional is to not hold the trial because we will be going against a very specific phrase in the Constitution that trial by the Senate shall forthwith proceed. Ginamit yung word na trial eh. Trial, and then andun din yung word na proceed. So we cannot dispense with the trial. We owe that to the people out of respect for the actions of their own representatives sitting in the House of Representatives.
Pero Senator, ngayon, at this point, we are still stuck in the debate over whether this should continue. But as it stands, the reading of the impeachment articles or the presentation has been already delayed from June 2 to June 11. Hindi po ba yun po ay violation na as we speak? And also, possible po ba talaga to have a credible trial now? As Senator Francis Tolentino said, that only 12 senators remain and it is not enough to reach the 2/3 requirement needed for an impeachment.
I do not know what he's talking about because 12 senators will remain and then 12 senators have been elected. So 12 plus 12 equals 24. So what is he talking about? The 12? I do not get it. and then the quorum is 12 plus 1, 13. So we have a surplus of senators for.
I think Senator, I think he was talking about proceeding with the trial now at this point because meron po mga proposal to finish this by June 30 para wala po mga katanungan tungkol sa jurisdiction.
Wala. There is no proposal that everything will be finished by June 30, 2025 because that is incredible and impossible. Had we started in February, pwede. Pero now na June 3 na, kahapon June 2, ngayon June 3, wala na po yan. I mean, ano na po yan, that's already idle talk or diversionary talk that we will finish by June 30. Wala na po, no one says that. Ang importante is, alam na namin from the start, when we saw the Senate President's proposed impeachment calendar, he issued way back in February na this June 2 magsa-start alam ko na hindi, no way yan matapos by June 30. Because June 2, reading of the articles, June 3, convening of the court, then you start sending summons 10 days. The impeached official must be given 10 days to answer, and then upon answering, the House panel may file their reply to the answer within 5 days. So wala na po yan. May mga konting extra days of delay pa yan. You cannot finish it by June 30. Noon pa namin alam yan, noong February pa, when we saw the Senate President's impeachment calendar. Kaya I do not understand how come all of a sudden there is this idea that we need to finish by June 30. So I will not dignify anymore such an argument which comes from nowhere, is based on nothing.
So there is no possibility at all that this will be tackled or the trial will begin now?
When we say trial, okay, ito yung ang word ng trial, bigyan natin ng meaning. That would be the trial that we see in the movies, that a witness will be called to the witness stand, there will be direct examination, and there will be cross-examination. That will no longer happen. No such thing, no such kind of trial action will happen during the 19th Congress. Ubos sa filing of papers pa lang, ubos na po, aabutin na hanggang June 30. And that's the end of the 19th Congress. That's why sabi nga namin, there is no problem. Start the exchange of the papers, because the trial can be done by the Senate of the 20th Congress. Okay, this Senate is the same. This is the same Philippine Senate. It just belongs to the 20th Congress with slightly different membership. But that is still the Senate that is being referred to in Article 11 of our Constitution as the impeachment court. It is the same Senate with different members to act as judges. So yun po yun. It's my argument is as simple as that. So the trial action, yung merong testigo na ini-examine at saka sinasubject sa cross-examination, doon na po yan mangyayari sa Senado ng 20th Congress na merong mga bagong muka at meron din mga lumang muka na senador.
I guess, Senator, you are citing also the jurisprudence, the Supreme Court decision of the 1950 Arnold versus Nazareno, where it ruled that the Senate is a continuing body from one Congress to another. Pero meron din po kasing isang desisyon yung Supreme Court back in 2019, yung Balag versus the Senate, where it said that the chamber drops everything once it adjourns at hindi na pwedeng ituloy sa susunod na Kongreso. Ano po ang mas matimbang dun sa dalawa pong Supreme Court decision na yun?
Well, yung last case na binanggit mo, that is about the an investigation, the Blue Ribbon investigation of the Senate. Kaya nga ang mga investigation namin kahit anong committee, that is initiated by a resolution, and then parating nakasulat dyan na merong legislative purpose. Nakasulat parating yan because those are governed by Article 6 of the Constitution, which governs the Senate and the House as the legislative department. Iba po yan. That's why ini-insist ko kanina, ang Senate as the impeachment court ay hindi nahahanap sa Article 6 ng ating Constitution, pero mahahanap ito sa Article 11 ng ating Constitution. So, kung meron mang interpretation ang Supreme Court that the work of the Senate stops upon its termination as a legislative body, Article 6. So, hindi apektado ang mga nakasulat sa Article 11 ng Constitution. Para para na lang sa kaalaman ng mga nakikinig sa ating Gretchen, Article 6 of our Constitution is titled the Legislative Department. Article 11 of our Constitution is titled Accountability of Public Officers. So yun po yun. Ibang-iba. Ibang-iba. So, totoo yung may mga Supreme Court decision, but that, tsaka accepted na yan. But as far as your legislative matters or legislative functions are concerned, so yung mga bills, yung mga resolution, yung mga investigation, yung mga nakakulong dahil sa legislative investigation, kinulong yun dahil sa legislative investigation eh. O, pakawalan nyo na kasi patapos na kayo as a body na nag-conduct noong legislative investigation. Pero pagdating sa Senate Impeachment Court, meron kang docket number dyan eh, may caseload ka eh. Para kang korte. Kahit ang Supreme Court or Division ng Supreme Court or Division ng Court of Appeals, Division ng Sandigan Bayan, pag nagbabago ng member ng division, tuloy pa rin ang kaso. Hindi naman madi-dismiss yung kaso.
Senator Koko, there are already cases filed at the Supreme Court to settle this issue. But also we do know that the Supreme Court is an equal chamber. So what falls under their jurisdiction to decide upon dito po sa question nga kung maaaring tumawid sa 20th Congress? Sila po ba ang magde-decide, ang ultimate arbiter dito, yung Supreme Court?
Hindi ko alam kung may pending petition na kasi ang alam kong petition is to force the Senate last February to conduct the trial, and then there's another petition to prohibit the Senate from conducting the trial. Those were filed early, mga February, March, di ba? So, itong whether maka-crossover ba from the 19th Congress ang Senate impeachment case to the 20th Congress, if it is framed, if the petition frames it as a constitutional issue, it can be brought to the Supreme Court. However, meron ding doktrina sa constitutional law that if it is a political question or if it is too much politics, it's about too much politics, or it's a political question, sasabihin ng court, although this has been framed as a constitutional issue, actually it is a political issue, and we are not to decide political issues. Pwede gano'n. So that is the political question doctrine.
So if the Senate does not decide to convene as an impeachment court, maaari po bang mangyari din yun? What will happen after that? Does it all end there?
Itong Senate na ito, the 19th Congress Senate, which received the impeachment complaint, must convene as an impeachment court. Dapat naman, kasi February 5 namin natanggap yun eh po. March, April, May, June. 4 months ago na. We must convene as an impeachment court. Although, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, we cannot proceed na to trial action because of lack of time. But we must convene as an impeachment court, because if we do not do that, we will not be faithful and compliant in good faith with the mandate of the Constitution that trial by the Senate shall forthwith proceed. Kung dinelay mo na ng 4 months and then naka 6 session days ka as a Senate legislative body, and yet you never convened yourself as a court, Senate impeachment court, in the 6 days na naiwan sa'yo, you are not complying already in good faith with the Constitution.
I guess the bigger question is, will there be a trial in the 20th Congress? That much remains to be seen. For the meantime, maraming salamat po sa pagpapaliwanag ng mga issue dito nga po ukol sa impeachment. That was Senate Minority Leader Koko Pimentel. Maraming salamat for your time.
Thank you.